Best-selling cars of all time. You might be wondering, what are the best-selling cars of all time? Here is our top in 2022, with a total that amounts to more than 250 million cars. Dizzying figures, surprises, and above all, the stories behind these colossal sales. The best-selling cars of all time are rarely by chance. And in this list you will discover some of the anecdotes that have shaped the destiny of these out-of-the-ordinary vehicles. Discover the best-selling car in the world, but also all those that follow it closely. 10. Opel Corsa. The Opel Corsa turns 40 in 2022. 4 decades later, it has been chosen by more than 14 million drivers. The least we can say is that this little car has accomplished great things. Its sporty look has been refined over time, to now display rounder curves and a legendary tartan, which can be found in the Opel Corsa 40th Anniversary Edition. A reminder of the good old days, which nevertheless prides itself on being integrated into a resolutely modern car. 9. Renault CLIO. Here is the CLIO. Our national CLIO, which blooms on every street corner in France, is not just a French success story. It has succeeded in exporting itself internationally. Result: 15 million copies sold. A great performance, especially when you know that it is the most recent car of this top. It was launched only around 30 years ago. By adding up all the copies of the 5 versions of the CLIO, we imagine that this represents that 1 in 3 cars in France could be a CLIO. 15 million equals 31% of 48 million drivers. A figure that does not exactly represent reality, but the CLIO is everywhere. The Renault CLIO is one of the best-selling cars in France in 2022. 8. Ford T. 19 years of existence and more than 15 million sales. The Ford T explodes all records. The Ford T is considered the first car. It was indeed the first car to be mass-produced. It was therefore the first choice, and above all the only one, for many years. Symbol of a new way of working, Hello Fordism. It symbolizes a whole era and a giant step for the automobile. In fact, it becomes a model that we appreciate for its historical value. But let's not forget its design. The idea of one day seeing vehicles with this type of curve bloom again is particularly gratifying. In homage to the first car. 7. Toyota Camry. If you grew up in France, there is a good chance that you will discover the existence of the Toyota Camry in this top. Unless perhaps the subject of American automobiles fascinates you, then you already know that the Camry is extremely popular in the USA, and maybe it was even designed to replace the Toyota Corona. Yes, Corona. Now available in France, you may notice this limo on the road. However, you will always have more chances to meet her in America. 6. Honda Accord. With more than 22 million units sold since 1976, can we say that everyone agrees? Yes. The Honda Accord has been a success that has not wavered since its release in 1976. Simple and efficient, this sedan has acquired its credentials by not disappointing its users. It is a model of reliability. However, it does not remain just a wise choice, since over time it has also positioned itself as a vehicle that performs with style. 5. Volkswagen Beetle. A true icon of the 60s, the Volkswagen Beetle has come a long way. For no less than 81 years, it has been the delight of hippies, nostalgics and thrifty. It consumed terribly little for the time, 7L, 100 kilometers. A small revolution. Its atypical and refreshing design denoted with the cars with the stricter curves of the time, and the films of La Coccinelle contributed to its popular success. Although it is no longer produced, the Beetle will always remain in our minds. 4. Honda Civic. The Honda Civic was born from a wish to offer a clean car with reduced carbon dioxide emissions. A banal wish today, but which was, to say the least, unique when it was released in 1972. This Japanese compact blew a breath of fresh air on the automotive landscape in more ways than one, since it also ushered in a new era. That of cars that are more and more efficient, and no longer just pretty, and above all reliable. The latest addition to the Japanese brand's favorite model, which is now in its 11th version, was presented at the start of the year at the Lyon Motor Show. The Honda Civic 11 will be on our roads from the end of 2022. The story continues. 3. Volkswagen Passat. This family sedan is Volkswagen's first front-wheel drive car, which partly explains its colossal sales figures. Elegant and comfortable, it quickly won the hearts of drivers, Germans, but not only. Its epic began just before the Golf, a year before precisely. Just like its sister, it is in its 8th version, which could well be the last. Volkswagen has indeed stopped the production of the Passat in the sedan version at the beginning of 2022, which remains available from stock, but has not yet decided on the Passat station wagon. The end of a myth? 2. Volkswagen Golf. Behind each success lie anecdotes. For the Golf, let's start with the fact that it was born out of a challenge, that of succeeding another Volkswagen vehicle, the Beetle. A successful bet since the Golf now exceeds sales of the iconic Beetle, with a head start of several million. In 2019, Volkswagen announced that it had sold more than 35 million of this model since its release. Either a Golf sold every 41 seconds between 1974 and 2019. A real people's car, which is now in its 8th version. 1. Toyota Corolla, the best-selling car in the world. The best-selling car in the world is the Toyota Corolla, and it takes that top spot hands down. To understand how it happened, you have to take a small leap in time. 1966. The Beatles give their last concert, La Grande Vadrouille, by Gérard Houry makes all of France laugh, 17.3 million cinema admissions. The Toyota Corolla is born. It carves out a big place for itself as a mini car against its competitors. Imposing models, Chevrolet Chevelle, Plymouth Satellite, etc. This Japanese compact car was therefore immediately appealing. It was small but powerful, very reliable, ergonomic and economical. A quality that will mark a turning point in its success story, since it becomes the best-selling car in the world in 1974, due to the oil crisis in particular. Since then, 12 versions of the Corolla, including the latest, the Toyota Corolla E210, have followed one another, always with success.